Howdy, trumpet players. I want to spend a little bit of time talking to you about a new book I have coming out. It's called One Range. It's a strategy guide for your chops. I call it the Trumpet Chops Strategy Guide. Now, normally I wouldn't tell you about the books I've written before in a video about a new book, but this time it's actually relevant. I've written dozens of books, depending on whether you consider e-books real books or not. As far as printed books that I've published, it's 24 at least. And if you add the e-books to that, it's many dozens. And so why would you need to know that? For this book is what takes all of those physical rudiment books that I've written and makes sense about how you can use them all together. To get the best results out of the books that I teach, there are certain tweaks that need to be incorporated, and this book has all those tweaks in it. And it also helps you. By the way, this book is worded, every bit of it is worded in a way that you don't need my other books. You could start from scratch and do it all yourself. And if you're that kind of person, I encourage you to go ahead and try doing it that way. It takes a lot of effort. That's really why I wrote the other books. But if you're one of those types, someone who likes to write new stuff and come up with new exercises, this is a great opportunity for you. You can just buy the book and apply all these concepts and never have to buy any of my other books. But for those of you who do have my other books, maybe you're not getting the full benefit of them, and this book would help you move more in that direction. Now, let me give you the concept here. I believe that you can increase your range without selling your soul to the high note devil. In fact, to me, the best range, the best way to approach range is to not approach range at all. For me personally, I got the range that I've got today by not practicing range. You know how a lot of people will have in their routine, they have their lip slurs and their long tones and stuff like that, and then they have their range exercises. And I quit doing range exercises in the mid-'80s in favor of this new, and it's been, so the mid-'80s, I've of course been perfecting it since then. But yes, I stopped practicing range exercises in the mid-'80s. And it kind of makes the high note guys a little bit angry when I talk about this, because I say that I got my range without practicing range. And that, I think that falls so far out of their, what they perceive as how this stuff works. They don't think it's possible. Well, it is possible. It's not just something I've done. My students have done it too. Even people who use my books who have never met me before, they've done it too. So yes, I believe that you can increase your range without practicing high note exercises. Now here's the thing. I believe that when you practice high note exercises, you create basically, essentially, two different trumpet players. And if you think about what is a high note, high notes are notes you can't play. Right? This is the whole concept of the one range approach. I don't play high notes. All of the notes that I play are within my range. It's one range. It's not the high range and the low range. It's all one range. That's why I can play a jazz lick that will start in the middle register, go down to the lowest notes, and then up to notes above super C, all in one breath. That's why I can do that, because it's not two different ways to play. That's what the whole one range concept is. So the way the book works is it first explains to you what the concepts are behind the one range approach. and basically touches on stuff like my physical trumpet pyramid order, the 3 levels of rest, and the 50% rule, and there's other stuff too mixed in there. And so it explains the concepts in detail. Then the second half of the book is a step-by-step, very detailed explanation of how you apply those concepts to your practice time. And let me tell you this, there are no notes, there's no music in this book. This is not a high note exercise book. This is not a, and you know what, let's talk about that. Who is this book not for? If you are someone looking to increase your range in 2 weeks because you have a concert and your range only goes up to G above the staff and you need to be able to play a E above the staff, this book is not for you. If you're trying to play the Brandenburg Concerto in 2 weeks and your range only goes up to high C, this book is not for you. All right? If you are trying to become a screamer, if you're one of those high note fanatics, and that's why you play trumpet, because you just like the high notes and nothing else about music interests you, this book is not for you. Who is this book for? This book is for musicians. Let's underline that word. Musicians that play trumpet and don't want to sacrifice any of their musical skills for the high notes. That's who this is for. If you are a conscientious musician who wants to play everything that you play at the highest quality level possible, then instead of going to the high note gurus for help, this book will help you go where you want to go. This book will help you grow your range so that there's no difference between playing a super C or playing notes below the, in the pedal tone range. The only difference is physically speaking, the only difference is the size of the oral cavity and stuff like that. But the embouchure itself, even though it moves, the functioning part of the embouchure does not change. You're not going low notes and then repositioning to a high note. Okay, there's not 2 different embouchures. You can play up, down, and there's no cut, there's no break. I think the high note guys, the beginner clarinet players have a break. They'll play G, A, B, C, right? They have a little break because of the way the instrument is built. I think people who approach the high note stuff from a high note perspective, they end up getting one of those breaks. And I think what they do, well, I won't even go into that. But yes, this book is supposed to help you get a respectable range, and that you'll be able to play just as beautifully on notes above high C, above high G, just as beautiful, just as stylistic, just as musical as anything else that you play. That's the goal for this book. Now, like I said, the intended purpose is to give people who use my books, my Daily Routines book, my Chops Express, and then the new Trumpet Chops series. It's supposed to give you something to help you use those books as a complete system. But you can also use this book to help you develop your own exercises that work for you. And the way you do that is to take what you're already doing now and apply that, edit those exercises you're already doing and apply those to this concept. All right? So anyway, that's the new book. I'm not going to give you a date because I don't know the date yet. It's done. I just have to do one more proofreading and then do all the technical stuff that gets it up ready to buy. I have to also buy a proof so I can make sure that the printing works correctly. So we're talking at least a few weeks before you can buy a physical version of it. So I won't give you a date, but I did want to give you a heads up about the book. If you are interested in range, this book is perfect. If you are interested in increasing your range without giving in to the high note stuff, then this is the right book for you. All right? Keep it in mind. Keep your eye open for any ads that come out. We don't do much for advertising here on YouTube besides just these videos. But we will be putting this stuff up on our website at eddielewis.com, so it will definitely be posted there. So if you visit eddielewis.com once in a while, whatever new books are coming out, whatever new albums are coming out, you'll see them on the first page. Okay? Well, thank you for your interest in this book, and we'll see you on the next video. God bless you.